And Hurricane Irma has strengthened back to a Category 4. Hurricane hunters going in and finding that the maximum sustained winds have increased to 130 miles per hour. So that is significant. And, you know, we were anticipating the possibility that Irma could re-intensify as it is moving here away from the coast of Cuba and over the very warm waters of the Florida Straits and headed towards the lower Keys here as a major Category 4 hurricane. Right now, the current location 70 miles southeast of Key West, and it is moving northwest at 6 miles per hour. It has slowed down a little bit, but it is still forecast to move near or across the lower Keys and make landfall possibly here as we head into tomorrow morning, sometime between 7 and 9 a.m. And as we take a look at the forecast track, it could be weakening to a Category 3, but that's still uncertain right now, regardless of whether it's a Category 3 or Category 4. This is a very powerful hurricane and could be quite catastrophic and devastating here for the Keys and also for much of the Gulf Coast of Florida here, as it's expected to move likely near or over parts of the southwest coast, including areas like Naples, Fort Myers, the Tampa Bay area, and likely continuing riding up northward here into the Big Bend as a Category 1 possibly as we head into Monday morning, impacting parts of the Panhandle as well. And as we take a look at the highest threat for this destructive hurricane force winds, that is extending across much of the western half here of the state, and that's stretching all the way from parts here of Tampa Bay down through Fort Myers, Naples, and down through the Keys. And we are also going to be dealing with a low potential here across parts of Broward and Miami-Dade County for those hurricane force winds, and already dealing with tropical storm force winds and gusts as well, as we're seeing these squalls that are moving in. We just talked about those tornadoes. There were 2 confirmed tornadoes earlier today, and the tornado watch continues through noon, and that is including South Florida, even northward, Lake Okeechobee, and down through the Keys, meaning that there is a high risk of tornadoes, as we tend to see on the northeast quadrant of these hurricanes as they're pushing onshore. And we are dealing with some very strong storms that are moving into Palm Beach County. And if you do have a tornado warning for your neighborhood, it is best to take cover in an interior room. The best place to be is where you don't have any windows, away from the doors, and just stay there and wait until you hear that you're in the clear. Of course, those radios are really coming in handy, as I'm seeing on social media and hearing from viewers. A lot of people are without power at this time. So just stay tuned. Listen to our radio partners, Power 96, WQAM 560, as well as Kiss Country. And you can hear us there. If you've lost power, you can listen to us on the radio, and we're going to be providing you with all the updates and letting you know what's happening to help prepare you in the case that we do see some tornadoes possibly developing with some of these squalls. So I mentioned Palm Beach County because of the fact that we are seeing a lot of lightning and some stronger storms pushing in to this area. And I also heard that CBS 4, we're streaming on PBS right now. I had a few people mention that to me. So we do have some people watching us in Palm Beach County at this time. And of course, in Broward County right now, we're dealing with this relentless rain. It's just continuing to move onshore in off the Atlantic, these rain bands from Irma. And this has been going on since this morning. And this is the reason that although we are not in the cone and the core of Irma is expected to move to our west, we are seeing the threat for flooding is increasing for us across South Florida. And also those extreme winds that have already knocked down power lines and trees. I've been noticing some pretty dramatic photos and videos of those trees down, even crashing into roofs across South Florida. That's just the power of these winds. So there you see all that rain that continues to pummel parts of Broward County, and that's stretching all the way from Lighthouse Point, Pompano Beach, Oakland Park, Fort Lauderdale, and inland around Parkland, Coral Springs, Tamarack, Sunrise, Weston, Hollywood, Aventura, Hard Rock Stadium, Miami Lakes, Pembroke Pines, pretty much all of South Florida dealing with widespread rain. And these are fast-moving, gusty downpours, especially now seeing some heavier rain across parts of downtown Miami, Doral, Sweetwater, Coral Gables, Kendall, Naranjo, Chanja, Homestead. And also I hear many people talking about the sound of the wind and how it certainly has become stronger and more ominous. And I'm just here to tell you that right now we are going to continue to see those winds increasing, and I'll show you the wind speeds in just a second. But we are dealing with the rain across the Keys as well, stretching from Ocean Reef, Key Largo down through Marathon and Key West, and we're going to continue to see rainfall anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of rain possibly through Monday, because it's expected to be a long duration event. Some isolated areas could see 20 inches, and down through the Keys we could see 25 inches of rain or more. Here are the sustained winds, and some of our sites not reporting currently, but you can see 29, 35, 37 miles per hour, and then the wind gusts ranging anywhere from 58 to 62 miles per hour here. And we are also dealing with some even higher wind gusts, tropical storm force wind gusts already for places like Marathon and Dania Beach, Key West, even at Miami International Airport. And the sustained winds are also a tropical storm force, as we're seeing anywhere from 26 to 41 miles per hour. So we continue to deal with the threat of these destructive and damaging winds. Also, storm surge, that risk has decreased. In fact, many areas that were under storm surge warnings, no longer the case. That is what's happening in Broward County right now, just a very low risk of storm surge. Really, the greater risk is across southern Dade County, around Biscayne Bay, and across the Keys, of course. And now our threat has increased for that heavy rain and flooding across all of South Florida, and also tornadoes. The highest risk for tornadoes will likely be in place tonight and through the night and through noon. That is when the tornado watch has been extended to. So again, you want to stay inside. We're hearing of people trying to head out, maybe take down the shutters. Really, now is not the time to take that risk. It is too dangerous. With some of these squalls, we could see tornadoes developing, and of course we have these very powerful winds moving in onshore with these rain bands. And we're going to continue to deal with the rain and also the tropical storm force, possibly hurricane force winds through tomorrow, especially for the Keys. Certainly dealing with hurricane force conditions arriving by tomorrow morning. And then it's not until Monday, middle of the day or really in the afternoon, that we will start to see conditions improving.